Hey guys, welcome back to Duck Duck Wood. Today I have something here. Woodstarter sent me this benchtop wooden lathe. It's 12 by 18. The model number is BWL1218. This is the first time I've ever used a wooden lathe, so I'm excited to try it out. I'm going to make a bowl made out of maple and walnut, as well as a giant chest pawn. So let's get started and check it out. Okay guys, here we have the Woodstarter benchtop lathe. The packaging was in really poor shape, but let's see how it held up inside. Okay, so right away we can see can't really tell if that is bent yet. Once we get it out, we'll see. This side looks like it was just a foot. So there's the 2 feet. The 2 feet that poke through. Here. Yes. Yeah, I don't know. He looks pretty busted. Whatever bracket this is for, we're going to check that out and see. But he definitely busted through as well. Yeah, guys, I can't imagine that's supposed to be just loose like that. Tool rest. Extra brushes. So, we appear to be missing a nut. I can't imagine why this thing is supposed to be bent. I think that's from shipping. And then over here, I open this up. pulley. So it's not the end of the world. I just the fact that you could have turned it on. I just don't think it's supposed to be that way. Plastic. And guys, just to show you, I just noticed this plastic piece was cracked. There's a piece that covers the belt. See him? He's hiding in there. That's crazy. That came off of here, which was originally must have been mounted here during shipping. Came loose and ended up in there. That's it. Okay guys, so I just wanted to go over a couple of more things that I have here. So Woodstarter was also kind enough to send me this this chuck. It's a whole kit, 3 3/4 inch chuck kit. This is the main chuck right here. I still have to open everything up, and it seems like there's quite a few different jaw adapters. We have the chuck key, little Allen wrench, more adapters, and we got a couple of screws. Screw this into a workpiece so you can spin it. A lot of little standoff feet, which I believe is for this right here. I believe this is if you want to like grip onto a bowl or something that's already been finished. You can grab the rim of the bowl with that. But yeah, this is all new to me, but we're gonna check it out. We're gonna make a bowl out of this right here. I just took a piece of walnut and sandwiched it between 2 pieces of maple. I like the coloring on this side. I like it's like a tiger maple on this side. So we're gonna do that. That's gonna be the bowl, and then over here, I just took a 4x4. This is a piece I had for something else, so it's already been milled down to 3-inch square stock. And then on my laser, I basically made a profile cutout for a pawn piece. So that's gonna be the pawn. I'm gonna use this on the lathe to keep checking to make sure that it's the right profile. I also did this so I can, as it's spinning, I can just put a pencil mark at all the transition points using this as a reference. So that'll be cool. Nice big pawn piece. They also sent me this. They wanted me to check out this grinder. So this grinding wheel actually attaches right here to like an accessory port. And they also make quite a few other accessories for this. They have like a die grinder. They have I think a belt sander. It also came with a couple of these tools here. This and as well as this big spanner right here. You're going to use to loosen and tighten this. A couple extra brushes. Some little wrenches. They also sent me over, because this is the first time I'm using a lathe, this set from Genmitsu, which is the same company that I have my 4040 Pro Max CNC from. So these are just these carbide tip scrapers. So, a couple of different profile tips on them. And the square. So, all right. Yeah, I'm gonna try those out. And I also picked up a cheap set of regular chisels, just to see what the difference might be. So, all right, let's get this set up and start running it. All right. So we have our tool rest. Slides back and forth. It's an easy cam lock to lock it in place. Raise and lower. Bring it in and out. So I'm just going to mark corner to corner. Release this cam. Okay, so I adjusted this. I'm gonna have it extending past the piece a little bit so I don't fall off the edge. I'm just gonna get some of this going over here. I have my tool rest is parallel to my workpiece. You want to bring it pretty close, I guess. The closer you are to your work material, the more leverage you're gonna have on the tool. See what happens first cut. Chipping away at the edge right now. I'm just trying to round out the stock. Make sure it stays tight. Let's give it a little tighten. All right. Probably would have been better off taking off these edges, using a table saw or something, but this is kind of fun. We're going to keep going with it. I'm trying to speed down, see what it does. Hey! I'm just going to back this out a little bit. There's a nut underneath. Directly underneath there. There's a nut and like a big washer. So you gotta make sure that it's at the right tension to allow the cam, when you tighten this cam, this lever, that you can make it really tight without causing it to jump like it just did. Still reading zeros, regardless of the speed. Kind of way down low. Speed it up. Alright, so looks like we lost the readout. Get it short out with that hang up. When the tool bound a little bit, I guess. Alright guys, so here's where my template from my laser comes in. I'm going to use this to mark the lines of the transition points. Alright, let's try a bowl. I've got this just chucked up on those centers. I'm going to rough it out and see if we can get something that we can then put it into the... I'm going to create like a little tenon that we can chuck up into the that chuck thing. I started on low speed because it's going to be a little bit off center. Okay guys, now we got to try out this this angle grinder they sent me. Let's see how this works out. So you have this right here. Twist it. This little cap, little cover comes off. And he's going to go in its place. Just like that. Plug it in and let's see. Okay, yeah, so we can just adjust it this way. All right. So you can see I don't really have the angle dialed in. It is very sharp. I wish that this was bigger. Give me more surface area to ride my chisels against. And I don't know, maybe just be able to fine tune it a little bit more with the angling and everything. But hey, it's a grinder. You got a grinding wheel. You could sharpen some of these skews. Okay guys, so there it is. The benchtop lathe by Woodstarter. I thought it was a ton of fun. I'd never used a lathe before, so I made this pawn and this maple and walnut bowl. First bowl I've ever made. So I found that these carbide tip tools, I think maybe I didn't have the speed set correctly, because once I cranked up the speed to do the inside of the bowl and I was using this rounded one, it just hogged out the inside of the bowl really well. I really enjoyed doing the inside of the bowl with this one. I did find on the outside of the bowl, using the more traditional just steel tools, even though that was a real cheap set, I found that it carved better for me. But once again, I think if I would have turned the speed up, I would have saw better results. First time using the lathe though, so I can tell you that I did bend this when I was trying to take this out, but that was my fault because I did not loosen this set screw. So make sure you loosen that set screw before you try to remove this. The digital readout, that took a dump the very first time that the tool bound up. I was making that first cut like you guys saw, and as soon as the wood like stopped turning, I don't know, something electric, some type of short, I'm not really sure what it was, but I'm gonna reach out to the company and find out, you know, maybe it's a simple fix, and when I find out what it is, I'll post it down in the comments. I know when we got this machine, this right here is like the tensioner for the belt. That was bent during shipping. I was able to bend that back. This piece was loose. There was like a lock nut down here by this electronic potentiometer. But I was able to tighten that as well. It was there. So, I mean, I still have plenty of like things I have to play with this chuck that they gave me and all these different teeth and holding. But I gotta tell you, overall, I'm really happy with it. I I still have to play around with the belts. There's like 3 different pulleys back there, and I know that by adjusting that, I'm sure I can either gain more power, torque, or speed. So yeah, I'm gonna mess around with it some more. But I just wanted to throw this video out there and let you guys see it. And yeah, and thanks again to Woodstarter for sending this to me. And I'll see you guys on the next one.